Well, hi everybody. It's me, it's Shan. I hope this video is able to be read because I've never done a Facebook Live like this before, and I'm literally just setting everything up. What I wanted to do is to talk to you guys and share my experiences on this shoot that I have just done for the last 6 days. On a commercial, because of course we are now living in the coronavirus. So here's the thing. The protocol that I placed into my makeup department is stuff that I created because, as we all have been doing, I'm sure, I've put a lot of time and effort into researching what exactly works with coronavirus. How do we eliminate any chance of migrating it to other things? How do we keep our makeup stations clean? How do we protect our clients, the production, our actors, but most importantly, of course, ourselves? What do productions expect of us? How will this be varied? Because remember, there is no standardized set rules yet. We are all learning this process as we go along. And whilst there are guidelines, but that are sort of in place, there is no general standard that is approved really anywhere, from what I can tell, because productions vary from production to production. So I wanted to come online, as I've just shot for 6 days in Los Angeles and feel very blessed to have done so. I want to talk about the challenges. It is not very scary, Maria. First of all, we've got to take our head out of the fear, okay? It's not scary. Let's address that straight away. When you do your homework and you equip yourself with intelligently written knowledge, not hearsay on Facebook, when you go and you read medical reports, when you learn how the virus works, how the virus is eliminated, how you can help yourself and production to manage it, the fear goes away. I was not afraid at all, at all. So first of all, you've got to come from a place of knowledge. You have to come from a place of learning. The minute that you do that, you enable yourself to operate from a place of calm. When you operate from a place of calm, you show production that you are ready and that you are stable, because production are doing everything they can to take care of you, and you also have a responsibility to educate yourself. I see a lot of superfluous fluff on Facebook about this, about that. I wish that the people who write this stuff would actually take the time, read your National Geographic Science, go into science forums and discussions, learn how a virus is destroyed, and we will come to that in a little bit. But first of all, yes, we have to readjust your mindset, because when you have been bombarded with nothing but fear-mongering, and we know it's a thing, we know it is an existing thing, right? But just like any other virus that's out there that can potentially kill us, it's out there. We have to learn how to work within it. And the only reason that everyone is running around like a headless chicken right now is that because it's been so potent and it's been condensed into a matter of a few months and has hit us sideways. And once again, America has never experienced this. It actually reminds me of 9/11 in a way, because America was never affected by things that happened in World War II in this country, or World War I on this landmass. So when 9/11 happened, it really was a huge impact upon the people of the United States, who had thus far been so protected by this. You can similarly equate this with the way coronavirus has swept through a country, regardless of how it's been handled. It was always going to land on these shores. And no matter who was in power, it was going to be a nightmare to deal with. And that is why it is so hugely important to learn and read and self-educate, and there is no reason not to, because we have the world of knowledge at our feet if we want to. So first of all, for those of you who are looking to understand how the virus works and how we can kill it. So there is only one way to kill it, and that is by washing your hands and washing. The reason that washing kills is because we use soap, and what soap does is it breaks down the structure of the virus. So coronavirus is suspended in a molecule of water that is encased in a lipid membrane. And when you have a lipid membrane, that membrane, being a lipid, is a fatty membrane. The thing that breaks down fats is soap. It's why Swarfega is used in cars to break down oil and wash hands. It is why surgeons scrub their hands intensely before donning gloves to perform surgery. It is the only way to properly kill a virus. So hand sanitizer is an addition. If you can't wash your hands, it will help you with things like flu viruses and bacteria and fungus and all of that. It is definitely beneficial to use it, but if you absolutely want to be certain to kill the virus, you have to wash your hands. So what you will find on set and in productions is lots of hand washing facilities dotted around the place. You yourself will probably have a good old sink and good old soap and water, and you really should be washing your hands all the time. Personally, I would wash my hands before an actor, after an actor. Every time I left the room, I would wash them again and come back. I don't like wearing gloves. I don't see the need, because you can transpose a virus with the gloves anyway. It is a false sense of security. I believe that if we mask things too much rather than addressing how to handle it, we will actually be stronger and better at what we do. And that's exactly why I wanted to come online now and share these situations with you, and hopefully give you some food for thought so you could go away and consider them, and maybe go away and learn and strengthen and have yourself in a more professional and balanced and calm mindset, ready to go into a working environment. So, you know, washing your hands is paramount. Washing anything is paramount. You know, I would wash all of my brushes immediately after doing a makeup application. Then they would go into a UV sanitizer, and I would then put them into this box. This box was washed beforehand, and then I used my little UV sanitizing wand just to give it a once over, or you can put it into a UV sanitizing situation. But I had repeat brushes to keep cycling. So literally, I do a makeup. The minute the actor's left, I wash the brushes used on the actor. I put them in the UV sterilizer, and I rotate out an already clean and sterilized set of brushes ready to go into set if I need be. Not only that, on this commercial, I created individual set bags for every single artist, and I depotted at home in sterilized or as sanitary conditions as possible. I made little individual lip balms, and I made like these, for example, right? Because you don't necessarily have massive budgets. So I made 15 lip balms out of 4 purchased lip balms. Okay, be smart about this. You know that when you've got day players, they don't need the whole thing, but you're going to be going through product at the rate of knots. So you've got to be smart about how you prep. So this is a 5-gram little polypropylene, natural polypropylene pot. It clicks, and guess what? You can wash that with soap and water, and nothing will permeate into the product. So you can keep washing that. I also created with little cello bags, individual bags. You can see there, I called them lip check. So, you know, if an actor needed to touch up, or if I was on set, I could use these to apply their lips. Likewise, with little sets of brow spoolies. and Q-tips, all sealed in cello bags, okay? Now, my goal for the next job is to actually find biodegradable cello bags, because what you're gonna see here is a lot of use and a lot of waste, and I can see already issues with how much we waste, how much plastic we're using, which I abhor personally, and how we can prevent it so we can be smart. I had individual of these for every actor, the oil blotting tissues, and of course then every actor, if they wanted them, had individual sealed makeup remover wipes, okay? So you literally could keep it down to a minimum. Individual tissue bags, individual hand wipes just in case, and of course I did also put in one of these for them because it's mine, I know it's good stuff and I can rely on it, so that they felt completely taken care of. And every single actor that sat in my chair and went through the makeup experience with me was very relaxed. They told me that they felt completely cared for. They weren't in any fear of anything. I wore a mask when I did their makeup, so I had one of these on, and then also I bought some of these. Now I have several goggles, and the biggest challenge that I found with face masks. Oh, Kim Felix, handfuls already out and available online, babe. I bought goggles. Now I can thank Paul Cameron, who's a brilliant director of photography, for recommending these. Here is the biggest challenge for all of us, and we're all going to go through it. So it's seeing, right? As makeup artists, it is the clarity of sight. And when you're doing close-up work, when we're doing prosthetics, whatever we're doing, we will run into this challenge of they want you to wear the face shield and the mask. But if you wear glasses, now I wear lenses, and when I'm doing super close-up work, I put glasses on top as well so that I can really see detail. But that is really challenging when you've got goggles and eye masks to wear. Now, face shields don't work for makeup. And the reason for that is because the face shields are not crystal clear. Furthermore, they're not anti-fog. So those ones that go around your face, you immediately find that you're fogging them up. With this, what I found was I could put my mask on in the makeup room. When you go on set, you're wearing the N95. So I'm like this with my mask that fits really snugly. And you do find that it's a bit intense, I got to tell you, but then you're putting goggles on, and these goggles have got a reader in them. So you're literally putting it under your mask or whatever it is. I'm making a bit of a pig's ear of this. God, it's really hard doing this in reverse without a mirror. It's, which side am I on? Don't laugh. Okay, so you've got these. Now these are brilliant. And the reason that these are brilliant is you've got normal vision here for distance, and then here is another 1.5, and you can get 2.0s as well. So these were fantastic because these are proper goggles that seal. It enables you to see your close-up work when you need to. They don't fog up because they're anti-fog, and everything is sealed. And you don't need to wear that bloody face shield, which is so claustrophobic and actually impairs your vision. So investing in a good pair of goggles is essential. I'll put some links up of ones that I found on Amazon. I know that ski goggles are great because traditionally they don't steam up, but you know, I recommend that you're going to end up getting a couple of pairs. I bought these 1.5s and I bought 2 pairs of 2.0s just in case. And I also have my massive goggles in case, just as a kind of extra. And there's a picture of me from a few days back wearing them. Those are the ones that are the basics that will go over glasses. But the reason that I went from those to these is because it was so tiresome having to put your glasses on, put your goggles on, go and touch up your actor, take your goggles off, take your glasses off. And with that N95 mask, I found it incredibly claustrophobic. to have these great big goggles. So when I found these, which are sealed around the side and press in, and you can tighten them, these were a brilliant solution. So, you know, I'm waiting for a time when I can get a pair of goggles that actually have full vision, and I know that they're going to exist. But like I said, these are stepping stones that we're taking. We are learning it as we go along. But they enabled me to definitely feel more secure. I could put them on top of my head and just pull them down really fast. They come with arms as well if you don't want to tie them around you, but it helps because then you can keep them there, right? And if you need to do it fast, you're good and you're done. And you've got to think about what is simple to use. So this is that Anne-Marie. You get these on Amazon. And let me just tell you the brand name so that you can all write this down and check them out. Okay, so the brand is called Pyramex, and you spell that P as in Percy, Pyramex, and these are safety, V for Victor, 2G readers. I'll put a link up on this comment thread or whatever it is after the video, and literally so you can have this to order from. They're not expensive. I mean, I think those cost me around $8 or $12. I think the 2.0s cost me 12, these cost me 8. So, you know, we do have to think about all of that. If you've got smaller eyes, you might want another pair that were recommended. I'll also put that link up. Have a look and see. So that was definitely the most challenging thing for me. I've never really been good with things covering my face. So for me, it is a challenge to have. I had multiple masks. I mean, I've got this one. I've got the N95. Every day you're going to get a new N95 because you've got your COVID person on set. You know, you will have a mask to go on set every day, no doubt. The other thing, I bought another mask. I've got 2 of these, which I bought on Etsy. And I've got one of these, which actually fits over an N95, or you can put filters in it. So there is always a way around it. No matter what, you're going to be allowed to take mask breaks. And that is what we were doing yesterday, well, all week. As you can imagine, we were filming outside yesterday, and we had temperatures of 97 degrees with whatever the humidity was. It was very, very challenging for the crew. The most important thing to say to you guys is you must remember to take care of yourselves during this time. And I don't just mean with a mask. I mean with hydration, with rest, with breaks off the mask. Because what you're doing is you're breathing in the same old air, and it's hot. It's not out and done. And that in itself, you will notice a level of fatigue that you would not have normally experienced. So it's very important for you to always try and have an assistant, so your assistant can cover and you can go and take a mask break. And your ADs are very aware of this. Our brilliant AD, Kate Greenberg, was like, okay, guys, you've got to go and take a mask break. So people would walk off set, go and do their thing, and for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we're taking a mask break. It is an essential. And if that isn't happening, as a department, makeup and hair is one. I don't see a division. We are one department that works with the humans. So let's take care of everyone in that department. Look out for each other and remind one another to go and get that mask break, to really hydrate. I mean, yes, I'm still drinking because I'm still so dehydrated. I drank 4 liters of water yesterday. And every day I was doing 3 liters at least. My son worked out that every day I was doing a third to half a gallon of water. It's very, very important to hydrate because, again, this whole system is being compromised. And that face shield is ghastly to wear. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy, in all honesty. I'm actually thinking of, I wonder if there's a way of doing the face shield and literally cutting a hole for our glasses so that we can do that. Because the whole point of the face shield, right, is to protect you from someone else's coughing. So if you've got glasses on, you've already got that area protected. Then with the shield, you've got that area protected. But at least by cutting a hole out, I'm going to try it with the one that I bought. At least by cutting a hole out, you enable air to move, which does not happen when it is solid. Because although it's open here, it just goes up and fogs up. And you feel very hot and very claustrophobic very, very quickly. With regard to, I'm not answering text messages now, guys. If there's a comment on a thread and I see it, I will, but I can't be distracted with the text messages. So with regard to face shields on actors, okay? So what our production did was use the ones that are like spectacles that come down onto the nose and here. So you have to always have a little depotted foundation with you or touch up, because obviously you're going to see dents here. Remember to blot it and mattify it. I've got to give myself a plug. I used my long wear cream and it didn't move. It literally didn't move, even in the 90-degree heat, which was awesome. So it just meant less contact with the actors, and they were very thankful for that. But regardless what you use, if they're using those little nose things, they do embed. They're not made to fit everyone in a custom manner. One size fits all, but noses are not one size. So that is going to be a big thing to think about and to factor in. And of course, the other factor that affects makeup is this area. You'll find actors also sweating profusely here and here. So this is going to be your main area of touch up. Again, I didn't have any problem with this area because of the product that I was using. It just didn't leave the face and go on the mask. But I do know that in humid conditions and in hot conditions, if you're using the things that you like to use, then you're going to find your work cut out for you in that sort of area. So you might want to consider other ways and other solutions. And I would highly recommend testing it out on yourself at home first. See what works for you. Also, everybody had an individual mascara. You know, if you're working as a personal for an actor, that's very easy, and you're going to be able to get the products that you love to get for that actor or actress. When you're doing a job that is spread across many and you are providing for many, I mean, I just use, I don't even know if I've got one unused. Oh, yes, I do. Here we go. The L'Oreal worked for me great, okay? Hold on. Let me just let someone know that I'm on now. So anyway, this was the one I chose. It was waterproof. It was L'Oreal. It was the voluminous. I know that you guys know this one already. It is a good bog standard mascara, because, you know, you don't have the budget necessarily to be getting your Dior X-Stays or your Yves Saint Laurent or whatever you love to use. Would actors be better with the Z shield that sits on shoulders and flips down? I am not sure, Anne-Marie. That is a really good question. I like the Z shield. I actually tried to get one, but they have a waiting list. They do not have an instant purchase because they're so backed up, because they're providing them for medical professions. I like the idea of those, and actually that would completely eradicate the nose solution. So if I was on a production that had plenty of prep time, because currently I think there's a 3 to 4 week waiting list for them, then I could do that. But when you're doing a commercial or a quick turnaround show, you don't have the time to wait 4 weeks, because you rarely get 4 weeks prep, right? So yes, Anne-Marie, good question, and I love the idea of those. So yes, noses are going to be a big thing. Sweating around here is going to be a big thing. Sweating here is going to be a big thing. Hair department, if they're using those, the glasses ones, then you're all good here. I would always recommend both departments recommending those glass ones, so that you don't have the big headband mark here, because in hot weather, obviously hair is going to get a dent, and of course you're going to get dents here as well for makeup. And you've got to factor that also into taking care of the actor's face. All the other little indentations now that come along because of masks, of shields, of God knows what. Actors are generally kept apart from the main crew. There is always the A zone, as we know, and makeup and hair and costume are all part of A zone. So you are allowed to go on set, you are allowed to be with the actors. When they're in the makeup chair, as I said, I wore my goggles, I wore my mask, I washed my hands prior to touching them, I put hand sanitizer on prior to touching them, and I did it in front of them just so they knew that I was absolutely on point. I believe that a lot can be achieved with demonstration rather than talking about it. And when they can witness you doing this process, that is all they need to know. My chairs had chair covers on. Now, I did get plastic ones, which really made me absolutely nauseous throwing them away. However, I did pop in to Nigel's, and I'm pretty sure friends will have them. They have biodegradable chair covers. I would recommend you all, please, to be earth conscious. Please don't forget your values and your standards. Please think of Mother Earth. We can do all of this and still maintain mindfulness. And more than ever now, we have to be committed to this, because just because we've got this virus and just because these situations come up, it doesn't mean that others who are like us in their mind have not thought about this and produced products that are biodegradable. So literally, think bio. Ask in the stores, make sure that they're doing their business, because when I asked at Nigel's for chair covers, they just gave me the nearest one, and I should have said, have you got any biodegradable, because that was in my head. Go figure. But I've learned it now for the next time round. The same with robes and throws, okay? So they make the plastic throwaway robes, and I had to get those, but it sickened me. So I kind of used them with a mind that I would never use that particular brand again. And what I'm going to be looking at is getting big paper tablecloths. Go figure, right? If you can wrap a tablecloth and tie a knot in it, it's more breathable. Your actor doesn't get hot. It's more comfortable for them, it's softer, it doesn't make crinkly noises and all of that, and it protects them for what you want to protect them. So think outside of the box when you're getting that COVID kit together for your makeup room. Now, in terms of sanitizing your makeup station, yes, bio is everything. So in terms of sanitizing your makeup station, you know, there is this big belief, of course, that disinfectant kills and everything kills. Okay. In order for your worktop to be sanitary, just wiping it down with a disinfecting wipe and spraying it and getting ready for the next one, that doesn't work. And I need you to understand this. You need to leave disinfectants on work surfaces for 30 minutes in order to kill COVID-19. It is not an instant thing. The only thing that is instant is washing. So if you've got the time to get a little bit of bio soap and scrub it all down with a brush, be my guest. However, I was looking at different solutions, and what I did was I bought paper tablecloths, I stacked them up, one on top of the other, and every time I finished with that makeup, everything came off, the paper came off, it was discarded, a clean one was underneath. And that is the way I did it. It meant that the turnaround time was quicker. I know that it's going to be a safe way to do it. And also, everything on my makeup station was stored in boxes or plastic bags. So I know that I can quickly move things out. Even my skincare was in a Ziploc. So once it's done, zip and pull it out. You can do things quite quickly. You've got to be smart about things and think about creative solutions to accommodate this working environment. Again, when you're doing a single actor, your life is a lot easier, and we're blessed when we have that. But when you are turning over on shows, this is where your expertise and your knowledge will really come into effect. Ever since coronavirus came, I started reading a lot of articles, for those of you who are interested, in Nat Geo Science. There have been some marvelous reports published there. I don't just go to CDC. I'll read medical journals. I literally go searching online for updates and knowledge, and it's all through scientific forums or doctors' reports. If you asked me to name them, I couldn't, because I'm literally just searching. But Nat Geo I actually subscribe to, and so they are always sending emails. So that is a very good one for you guys to subscribe to if you're interested, so that you will get updates and reports sent to your inbox that you can learn from. When you are educated about this situation, it will put everyone else at ease, and it puts yourself at ease as well. Hairdressers go through a heck of a lot of training. They have to get a license. They already know this. They know about sanitizing. The thing with coronavirus, as we now know, is that it doesn't die off in the way that other viruses do. So the only way to do it is, like I said, with soap and water. And that is why this stuff really came in handy, because every single time I finished a makeup, everything got washed and then wiped off with a paper towel and then put into the UV sterilizer, and it stayed there until I needed to put it into the box, okay? I washed everything. I washed my tubes of moisturizer. I washed my little individual foundation pots. I washed everything, because it's the only way to kill it. Hot soap and water. Wash everything. That is why you've got to be smart about this whole process. And the other thing that you really need to invest in, and it's led me to thinking about stuff, is that all that washing, certain soaps are really not good on your hands. Your hands will feel dry. And, you know, look for a really good nourishing soap. Find a really good moisturizing soap for your hands, because your hands now are really going to be put to the test. And, you know, those of us who have done special effects, we understand that alcohol really dries our skin out. We know this. We've already witnessed it. Our nails go to shit. Cuticles dry up, blah, blah, blah. But with all of this hand washing over time, those cheapy old soaps, your skin will dry out. And I encourage you to find a really good moisturizing soap that is gentle, that contains shea butter, maybe some tea tree oil, something else, and then get a really good moisturizer for your hands. And you're going to need to, I mean, I would wash up to here. I don't just wash this. I don't just wash this. I take all my jewelry off, and at the end of the day, I end up washing my jewelry too. But literally, I'm washing up my arms. You absolutely, in my opinion, have to treat yourself as though you were a surgeon. It is the same sort of thing. You are potentially going into a situation where you can invade someone's space and affect their health. So, you know, scrub under your nails, do everything, but find good quality stuff. Don't go cheap now. It's not the time. It is time to take care of yourself as well as your talent. What else? I mean, if any of you have got questions, I do not like wearing gloves. So gloves are a pain, Christina. That's why I said wash hands. I don't want to use gloves. I want to feel a face. As an artist, I still need to feel a face. And that is why I said earlier on, wash your hands in front of them. Let them know that you've done your 30 seconds or longer. Let them feel reassured. Put your hand sanitizer on. And the thing with hand sanitizer, just so you know, The reason that I made a gel is because it makes you sanitize your hands properly than a liquid. How many of you spray your hands with the liquid sprays, then go like this, and then go like this? Okay? That is not how hand sanitizer works to its full potential. So when you use a hand sanitizer, I've got one to hand. I've got a sealed one. Yeah, I'm not going to use that. When you use your hand sanitizer, here we go. Let me get one out of my bag. So you literally put it on, like use like a 10-cent amount, and you're going to rub it all over, and you rub it, and you rub it, and you rub it, and you rub it until it is dry. You do not shake it off. You do not fan it off. You keep rubbing until every last piece, and in your nails, everywhere, until it is completely dry. Just applying it, doing this and doing this does not make it work to its full function. You have to make sure that it evaporates on your skin and not waving it off in the air. Okay, so that is part of the issue with hand sanitizer that a lot of people don't know. At the end of every day, if I was on a movie, I would wash my makeup chair down. It's as simple as that. I would get some good old Dawn, or, well, hopefully I'd get a biodegradable like a Mrs. Mayer or a seventh generation. They do some great soaps, washing up liquids. And I would get a soft brush and I would scrub my makeup chair down if I was on a movie. I would not rely on the Teamsters or the trailer guy to do it. I want to know that it's done properly. Ditto with my makeup station. At the end of my day, I am going to wash down with hot water and soap and scrub that shit down until it is within an inch of its life gleaming. And then I would either put paper over the top so nothing can land on it, or throw a sheet over the chair. You can take a good old cotton sheet and throw it over your chair or your makeup station. Do the whole lot. Back in the day, when I was a kid, I remember, Dada always threw his robe thing over his makeup station. I did it my entire life. Now we need to cover our chair and cover our makeup station. So wash it down and wash it thoroughly. And if need be, wash it twice. Let you never have to feel that anyone can find a hole or a loophole in your process. Make sure that you're completely thorough in order that it stays safe. When they wash the floor, stick around and watch them wash that floor in the trailer. We had someone coming in at lunchtime to disinfect the studio and to disinfect all of the public access points in the studio and all of the rooms. So makeup and hair would get sprayed down, actor rooms would get sprayed down. This is the floor. It absolutely stank, but it was a bio disinfectant apparently. But yes, the studio got completely sprayed every single day at lunchtime and at night after wrap. Again, if we're on a film, if we're on a long run, for my peace of mind, I just want to make sure it's being done right. I know that people can get tired, and I am also so OCD about hygiene and safety that I want to make sure it's done to my standard. I don't, as yet, if I don't know someone, I don't know how they work. I don't know what their standards are. I am not prepared to hand over or compromise until I do. If that works and I like the way they think and I like what I see, I want to talk to them and say, hey, can we keep this up? How can we perpetuate this? This is what I would really like, and have that conversation with the Teamsters. But it is more challenging for them, of course, because they've got loads of trailers to do, not just the one. So, be prepared to muck in. You're getting paid a good paycheck. You get your hours, you get your dental, you get fed. We're so spoiled in the film and media industry, we forget how lucky we are. We make good money doing things that we love. And right now, we need to work. And our industry needs us to support it as much as we need the work and them to support us. We need to enable our producers, our directors, our studios, our TV companies to know that every single member of their team is on side with them and on point and willing to go that little bit further. And it really doesn't hurt just to put yourself out. You know, in the past, I've heard people say that they don't like to do this or they don't like to, well, that's not my job. I'm not paid to do that. Now is not the time to have that attitude. Now is the time to say to yourself, what can I do to make this better? How can I contribute to make it safer? What more can I do? Give more than you receive right now, because you will receive so much more as a result. You know, giving is great. Again, the question on gloves, no gloves, wash, wash, wash. I mean, this video is going to be available for people to watch again. Do I wear an apron? No, I do not. I put them in protective clothing, and that is enough. Yeah, the glove thing is really coming up a lot. Can you post a link for the goggles? All things I say will be posted. Any products will be posted, so you've got a link. I mean, while washing brushes to prevent drying. Sorry, I wasn't clear. I don't know what the question is because it's broken up. Stella, yes, skin irritation. That's right. You've got to moisturize. You've got to use a good quality cream. It literally has made me want to come out with a new soap and moisturizer for us, because I'm looking at it going, I don't see a lot of them being intense enough for what we as artists need. And I was in Nigel's looking and reading ingredients and thinking, there is a lot of stuff here, and it's really not, I know my ingredients lists now, and there's a lot of stuff that really won't help us. So you've got to really search and find really good quality things. I would recommend getting a pure shea butter right now, just to tide you over, because shea is so moisturizing. It really will help. Good avocado oil, things like that. Have you been asked to use the charged water tools fogger from a production, or has one been? I don't know what that is, Lisa. What is a charged water tool? What is a fogger? I don't know. I have no clue. How do you sanitize your chair between clients? I use a chair cover, and they're cleaned in the morning. I do not need to sanitize between clients. So yes, I mean, if there are any more questions, now is all about barrier repair for skin right now. Yes, Sarah, you know, we got to protect our hands. We really, really have. If you've got any more questions, please fire them up in the comments and I can ask them. We don't need any more glove questions. We don't need any more apron questions or cleaning chairs. Everything is in this link. The bottom line, I will once again just wrap that up. Wash everything. If you're using a disinfectant, leave it for 30 minutes. So it's not good if you're turning things around fast, okay? So washing kills coronavirus. The explanation is at the beginning of this live. Best type of cleaning for brushes that won't damage or dry them out. Okay, blatant product plug. That. The best type of cleansing is to wash. It's not brush cleaner. Brush cleaner does not kill coronavirus. The only thing that kills coronavirus is washing. When you use soap and water, it breaks down the lipid that the virus is in, because it's in a molecule of water. And when you break down the fat lipid membrane, the water is evaporated, the virus is dead. So washing is the only thing that kills coronavirus, period. That is why they keep saying, wear the mask, wash your hands. Wear the mask, wash your hands. Brush cleaner does not kill coronavirus. UVC is a support once you've washed your brushes. And when you wash your brushes, which is what I was doing, I washed this, I washed the entire brush. I did not just wash the hair. I washed the entire brush. Leave nothing unwashed, okay? So once again, washing kills coronavirus. Wash your brushes, wipe them off on a bit of paper towel, or, you know, I've got something for that too. And then you can throw them in the UV sterilizer. and leave them. And these were drying in around 25 minutes. But then I had everything in here sterilized, everything is washed, so I could immediately rotate out. The Michelle Spooner, there is a whole part of this video that addresses the cleaning of brushes and the process for that. COVID exams say dry brushes, let brushes dry upright, this will ruin brushes. Okay, Maria, so this is the way you clean a makeup brush. You wash your brush with hot water, sloosh it around, rinse it off, wipe it off, put it in the sterilizer and leave it there to dry. Okay, or if it's not dry, it can finish drying in this. You rotate your brushes. So for every single client that you're dealing with, have 2 or 3 rotations just in case. Don't just have one set of brushes per client, no matter if you're doing personal or you're doing multiple, okay? I was doing multiple people this week. I had 3 rotations for every single client, you know? So you're always going to be rotating and letting them dry. If you dry your brushes upright, this will ruin brushes. Well, drying them upright, if you've cleaned them in brush cleaner, which contains acetone and alcohol, will ruin your brushes because acetone and alcohol will break down the glue that is inside the ferrule. Let me do this class again. I have a class actually online. So every brush is made like this. The hair goes all the way down to here, right? The handle goes all the way up to here, okay? So when a brush is made, all of this area is glued and then it's crimped. So when you dry your brushes upright and after you've cleaned them with brush cleaner, which is made of acetone and alcohol, those chemicals run down and over time they break down the glue in this area and that is why the hair falls out, okay? So that's why, and it does not kill coronavirus. So wash your brushes, press out the water, leave them to dry flat in your UV sterilizing unit, which should be a dry sterilizing unit. You do not need a humid one, just a dry one. And then put them into your box to finish drying. Natural hair brushes will dry quicker than synthetic brushes. I've been testing this out for years. It's what I know anyway, because I make vegan brushes, which are a monofilament, and I make natural brushes. And actually, we can touch on this. Invest in natural brushes. They dry softer, they dry quicker. That big number 11 Queen Foundation brush is ready to go in 25 minutes. And because you've washed it, it's COVID-free. The UV is a backup. But because you've washed it, it's COVID-free. With a synthetic of that size, you're looking at maybe an hour and a half before it's properly dry. Synthetics do not dry like that, especially if they're densely packed. There's no, synthetic brushes are not porous, they do not breathe. These are made of real hair. It's like this. Think how your hair dries when you have washed it and you just leave it to air dry. Already the tips start to dry off in about 15 minutes. It is the same. So start investing in your natural hair brushes. I know a lot of you love your synthetics, but it's not going to help you because you're not going to be able to turn it around as quickly as you like. And brush cleaner does not kill COVID. It doesn't. It simply doesn't. Wash your brushes. Washing is the only thing. It's not what I say. These are facts. You can go online, read about it, find out for yourself. I've given instruction at the beginning of this video on how coronavirus works and what kills it and the misconceptions around it. And I think we're pretty much covered. Is there anything else? But COVID exams say dry, then upright. Okay, so COVID exams say dry, then upright. But COVID exams, I'm drying them flat on a metal grill in a UV sanitizer, which doesn't let any air in. So go figure. What's the difference between drying it upright and drying it flat? Ask yourself that question. What benefit does it have? You're drying it. It's going to dry. That's what I mean. Read up on the science, learn about it, and use your best judgment and start figuring it out at home if need be. It is very, very simple. Wash everything. wash everything, and you'll be fine. So go and learn. I hope this helped you. It was really great to get back to work. It is challenging. Wearing a mask is challenging. The visors are crap. The face shields are awful. I'll post some links to products on the thread of this video or whatever the description is, and let you have that information. And I really hope that you guys are feeling hopeful. Stay strong. Don't be afraid. Don't let it grind you down. Every day is a next day. Every day is a step closer to finding the solution, whether it is something that will help us recover from coronavirus or a vaccine. I'm not a fan of vaccines, but I'm definitely a fan of a treatment. Take your immune boosting stuff, stock up on your oregano, your colloidal silver, all of the stuff that will help your immune system be functioning at its best. Get sleep so that your immune system recovers every night, okay? I know a lot of you have had trouble sleeping because you're worried. Get some good old-fashioned melatonin, or get some valerian if you have a reaction to melatonin. There are so many natural products that can help. Drink a little chamomile tea before bed. Put a nighttime practice in order to enable you to wind down. And remember that everything is temporary. It really, really is. Even if it goes on for longer than we anticipated, it's still temporary. It is not forever. And we will prevail. And everyone's going to be back at work. And everyone will be moaning about standing on their feet for 10 hours, no doubt. And wow, won't it be great to have those problems again. Anyway, thank you for joining. I hope this helped you. God bless you all. Stay strong, stay blessed. Much love to you all. And peace, love, and makeup.